Hello everyone. The title for today's lesson is Other Cultures, so write this down into your books. And to start us off, we're going to think about what culture do we think the following images come from. So pause this video and then have a quick think and jot down a few ideas into your books. Right. So I hope you were right. The first picture is obviously the flag. Comes from China, and then we've got African culture underneath it. We've got Indian curry, we've got Hinduism and Arabic culture as well. So the objective of today's lesson is developing understanding of culture and what it means to us. Have a look and see if you can remember what the word culture means, and then if you don't, if you're not sure, have a look in your dictionary and write this definition into your books. Again, pause this video and do this. So culture is a type of civilization or a certain race or nation and the customs associated with it. What is your culture? In your books, I want you to write down in the middle your culture. Your culture is the way you live your life. And then mind map a few ideas about the way you live your life. So think about the language that you speak, things you believe in, how you celebrate different holidays, the clothes that you wear, the country you're from, the way you speak. And then think about why are other cultures important to us. Why do we need to study other cultures? Well, many times interacting with people from different cultures helps your view life from different perspective. So if we think about different people and the way they live their lives, it is much easier to understand them, and when we learn about different cultures, we establish new ways of thinking and approaching some problems that we might face in life. So that's the reason why we would study different cultures and why they would be important to us. And how is that connected to English language? Well, we're going to learn about different cultures, and we're going to look at different poems from other cultures and traditions. So regardless of your own religious, social and political beliefs, we live in a multicultural society. So multicultural is a place where people from different and a lot of different cultures live together and experience each other's culture. So one of the most interesting aspects of modern culture is its diversity. Again, another new word that we could look into. So diversity is the differences and variety. In this case, in the culture, variety of culture. So why are these ideas important? Write down a few ideas into your books. Why do you think tolerance might be important? Tolerance is being understanding of other people. Why would understanding of different perspectives be important? And here we've got perspectives of different opinions and beliefs and points of view. Why would they be important? Why would understanding of other people's experiences be important? Open-mindedness, sensitivity, so thinking about others. Why could that be important? Respecting others. Pause the video, jot down a few ideas into your books. Right, tolerance is a very important concept that helps people to live together peacefully. To be tolerant means that you accept other people's opinions and preferences, even when they live in a way that you don't agree with. So you think those ideas are wrong, however you tolerate them. Understanding of different perspectives is important so that we're able to see the whole picture. which better enables us to find the root cause of the problem. If there might be a problem between two people and we understand their perspective, we will discover a solution that takes the needs and feelings of the other person, of everyone involved in the conflict, into consideration. Knowledge of the wider world. Why is that important? Well, it enables us to explore and investigate our learning environments, communicate, interact, and talk about what we want to do and to feel, and that we are valued. Understanding of other people's experiences is important as well. It helps us to predict what might people feel in a certain situation. If we act in a certain way, what would that make them feel? But it also allows us to make sense of how people react to our actions. Open-mindedness, might be important. It helps us become a stronger and more vibrant person. Sensitivity, thinking of others, is important because it leads us to a place of value on nurturing others. We know not everyone experiences life the way that we experience it, and as intensely as we do so, because we're used to feeling deeply for something. Other people might not, and we strongly desire to bring happiness to others, that the people that we love, and help them to avoid maybe pain and disappointment. So that's being sensitive is important, and respecting others, of course, because it helps us to feel safe and to express ourselves. Make a few notes. Again, pause the video if you like and make a few notes of those ideas into your books, add them to yours. Right, and now we're going to have a look at some poetic devices. How much do we know already? So go to your Show My Homework and complete the quiz that's titled Live Lesson Poetic Terms Year 8. Okay, so complete this without looking at your notes, because I know that we looked at some of those terms last term, and you might know quite a few already, and you have 3 chances to score 100%. So if you get a mistake on something, you can you've got 3 chances to get it right. Okay. Pause this video and then go to Show My Homework. Right, so these are the terms that we actually looked at last term, so they're quite familiar to us. Atmosphere, words which sound like their meaning. Metaphor, when we compare two things which are alike, describing something as being something else. Simile is when we describe as something using like or as. Alliteration, when the first or the repeating the same sound at the beginning of the words. First person is when we say I, so using personal pronouns like I, my, we to make writing personal. Second person using second person pronouns such as you to talk to someone directly. And third persons using commenting on an event such as an outsider, so we use they or he. Okay, so those terminologies we looked at last term, so they're quite familiar. And now there's a few that we haven't come across maybe in our language analysis of fiction writing. Assonance is repeating the middle vowel sound in the words next to each other in the sentence. So soon the moon would loom over us. So oo, the sound oo is repeated, and that's a vowel sound, and it's called assonance. Then we've got imagery, when we create pictures in the reader's mind. What rhyme for poetry is very important. Rhyming words at the end, most of the time they have the same sound. Then we've got stanza, it's a verse or a paragraph in a poem. Extended metaphor that runs throughout a poem. And then we've got enjambment. Now this definition, this terminology is might sound a bit similar to the next one. So enjambment, where there is no comma or a full stop at the end of a line in a poem, so it runs on to the next one in caesura, which is when a line in a poem has punctuation in the middle of it, which breaks it up. Caesura is like a pause in the middle of a line. And I've got symbolism, where something is used to represent or stand for something else. And last one, oxymoron. We came across it looking at Shakespeare when two opposing definitions, two opposing words stand next to each other to add emphasis and personification, which is fine. Non-human characteristics for human things. Okay, so in your books, I want you to create your own examples for those terms that we looked at, and you want to spend about 8 minutes on that. So all of that terminology, make sure that you know what they mean to begin with, and then come up with an original example, and pause this video. Okay, now have a look at what you've written yesterday, your statement, your personal statement from yesterday. Now, because we're going to look at poetry next lesson, I want you to rewrite your personal statement from yesterday into a poem. Think about rhyme, scheme, rhythm, line and stanza lengths, and language. What poetic devices that were looked at today you can use. Once you've done so, email me your poem, and that's it for today. Well done.